In this video, we'll be taking apart the Oukitel RT7 Titan 5G rugged tablet. If you're interested in seeing more videos like this, make sure you subscribe and click on the notification bell so you'll be notified once I upload a new video. And if you need any tools, there are links in the description. First, we'll need to remove the SIM tray. Here's a better look at that. To remove the metal plate and camera bezel, there are 4 T5 or Torx 5 screws which need to be removed. Here's a better look at that. As for the glass camera lens covers, those can be replaced by applying heat and prying them off, so you don't need to take anything apart to replace those. Now to remove or pry off the screen, a lot of heat, isopropyl alcohol, and patience is needed to pry the screen off. The adhesive holding the screen to the frame is extremely strong. It's good in a way that it will keep water and debris out, however it makes it difficult for any type of repairs. The screen can now be carefully lifted up from the left to the right, but be careful since the cable for the screen is still attached to the main board. There are 3 Phillips screws holding down the cover for the screen connector that need to be removed. The cable for the battery and the screen cable can now be disconnected. Here's a look at the back of the screen. There are 21 more Phillips screws which are holding down the mid plate. The flex cable for the proximity sensor and notification LED also needs to be peeled off. Here's a look at the mid plate. The flex cable connecting the main board to the subboard can now be disconnected. Followed by the coaxial cable which can be disconnected by popping it off. There are 3 Phillips screws holding down the subboard. Here's a better look at the subboard or charger port board. There are 4 Phillips screws holding down a battery to the frame. Here's a look at the 32,000 mAh battery. This battery basically consists of 6 5,333 mAh batteries put together to operate as one. The 32 megapixel front-facing camera cable, as well as the rest of the flex cables on the main board, can be disconnected. These 2 coaxial cables on the SIM reader board, as well as the flex cable for the volume keys and power button, and the microphone can be disconnected as well. There's some adhesive holding down the vibrator motor, so it can be carefully pulled up and pried out. The 3 Phillips screws holding down the SIM reader board can now be removed. The vibrator motor is soldered to this board, so if you need to replace that, you'd have to desolder these cables. This is the memory card and SIM reader. And here's a look at the other side. The 4 Phillips screws for the speakers, as well as the 2 for the motherboard, need to be removed. This coaxial cable for the antenna needs to be disconnected from the main board. Both speakers are soldered to the main board. To replace those, they'd have to be desoldered. There's also copper tape on the shields to help transfer heat. Now that the copper tape has been peeled back, we can see thermal pads on top of these chips. With the thermal pad removed, we have a better look at the processor. Taking a look at the other side, we can see more copper tape on the back shields to help transfer heat. 3 more Phillips screws need to be removed to remove the camera assembly. This is the 48 megapixel primary camera, and these are the night vision lights. This is the 20 megapixel night vision camera. And this is the 2 megapixel macro lens. There are 5 final Phillips screws which need to be removed for the LED flash and the volume key and power button plastic holder. Here's a better look at that. And these are the dual LED flash. There are also multiple antenna flex cables around the housing. For the repairability score on this tablet, I give it a 5 out of 10. Now it's time to put it back together. Once everything's back in place, apply new adhesive and reapply the screen. Power it on, and you're done. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.